I'm dying right now. But no. I don't know. It feels like I have, like, a fever or something. I mean, I took my temperature. I do have a fever, but that's besides the point. I'm probably not gonna die. But, slightly casual. Not too worried about stuff. Just rolled out of bed. Not gonna care. Let's focus on solving this case and the things within it. So let's go. Ah, sweetie. You have to believe me, I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene. So then, where were you when the murder took place? We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room. And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room, right? Exactly. He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back. That's when the ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right? That's what it seems like. But the ringmaster must have been wearing Mask's costume, right? Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the ringmaster's room still dressed in my stage clothes. But when I got there, I went ahead and took off my costume. Which means... It means that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. Fabulous. That's a fabulously possible possibility. Well done, Nick. However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? Everyone kinda hated you, so... If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where'd that go? Double, huh? Oh, wow, Max. I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something. Well, I was never quite sure what to be when I grew up, magician or president. You have no idea how hard it was to make a decision. Maybe I do a little. That's really cool. Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting deeper. Yes, it's always the deepest of mysteries. Meanwhile, Von Karma.
Now that everyone is back, let's get started. The court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please proceed with the prosecution's case.
Very well. I will now call my next witness. A pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Well, Mr. Lawrence Curls, please take the stand.
Why'd she just call him pitiful clown?
The witness will now state his name and occupation for the court record. What? Name and occupation.
Will the witness please inform the court why you're speaking in autobiographical gibberish?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life. I wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited for this sort of occasion.
What in the world are you talking about? You're in the Grand Hall of Justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court.
Oh yeah, maybe this is a joke, okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The signs only says no shirts, no shoes, no service.
No.
Okay, how about this? Have you met my protologist, Dr. Seymour Butts? How was that one?
That wasn't.
But a couple of times. What? Your name? Lawrence Curls, professional funny name. also known as Mo the Clown. You witnessed the scene at around 10:15 p.m., the day of the murder, correct? Yes. Yes, it is.
Well, Mr. Curls, will you testify to what you saw that evening?
A rabbi, a priest, and a
Without the humor, please.
Okay. Poor Mo can't be his normal stoogey self in court. They really went the Curly Larry Mo route with all that stuff, though. That's kind of... I mean, that's what they're going for, but it's just kind of funny. I know. I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is vacant stare and polite applause. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. What does this have to do with the... It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. I don't know about that. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless. I even tried to come up with jokes just for the day. This atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to try making everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone. What do you think of me? How am I doing?
Aren't we supposed to be asking the questions here?
Witness.
We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Thus, please stick to the facts of this case.
Really? You'll really hear me out?
Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later.
Thank you, I can't wait.
Detective Gumshoe. Now then, that's settled. Shall we begin once again with the testimony?
Of course we can. I'll talk for as long as you want.
Another real testimony? What?
The night of the murder. After practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing this cloak. I was watching them, and all of a sudden Max clonked the ringmaster over the head.
That's very interesting. In this eyewitness account is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right now.
Of course you can. There's no way that this account can be criticized.
However, this witness is a bit, how do you say, off-kilter. Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him.
That must be because of my insincere smile.
Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Nick, you gotta find some kind of contradiction in his testimony.
I know that. Mr. Wright, Your Honor. I'm afraid if you push this witness too far, it will bring disaster upon the court. As I sincerely hope you're not going to engage in pointless saber-rattling.
I understand, Your Honor. If you cause this clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible.
Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes.
Well... only thing you can do is see, right?
You say that the practice wrapped up around 10 p.m., correct?
You see, that's the thing.
Huh?
How exactly am I supposed to make a joke about 10 p.m.? Now 8 o'clock. That's something a clown can riff off of. Let's pretend it was 8 o'clock. That way I can make the joke.
Let's not make it 8 p.m., alright, Mo?
What do you mean, let's not? Don't make the clown out of the clowning around. Come on, Nick, just listen to his joke.
There are 3 reasons why I don't want to. 1, I probably won't laugh. 2, I'll get hit with a penalty. 3, I'll get whipped. Will the witness just proceed with his factual testimony?
You're so boring.
You were pooped that night.
Yes, I was very, very tired. Not to mention I had some bad Mexican food.
What?
The double cheese, double bean enchilada. It's a dangerous menu item. What happened after that, they say, happens. I don't even know if I want to keep doing his laugh anymore. That one was cool, huh? I hear the kids really love toilet humor these days. I mean, that may be true, but...
That joke was so hip, I don't want to ruin it with a reply. I'm gonna reply. That joke was as funny as it earned you a penalty.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to save it just because if I hold them at the wrong parts, they're gonna make me get attacked.
You just happened to glance out of the window.
You could say that. You could also say I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeballed.
Mr. Curls!
Oh, I guess cinnamons aren't allowed either.
What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. Exactly why'd you look out your window that night?
Why? Why? Clowns don't need a reason to look out the window, do they?
That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday.
Once I had tuckered myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thwomp. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You forgot?
I was forgotten, right? Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out his window that night.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? Ow.
That's not something you just forget to mention. Yeah, what she said. I believe it would be best if Mo were to revise his testimony. Very well. Mr. Curls, please revise your testimony. I should start turning the tables in our favor.
Can I use that, though? I don't know what I would want to contradict or that stuff. Discord messages keep popping up. Let's hold this and see if he actually says anything else.
What was the sound like?
Well, I guess it sounded like... I guess you could say...
Mr. Curls, the court may remind you that humor is unnecessary.
Though, how didn't you know that I was gonna make a joke? I guess that the sound sounded like I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like, honestly.
Someone getting hit very hard.
What then? He went to look out the window and saw.
Far away, you say. If you had to say exactly how far away were they?
Let me think about that for a second. If my room is here, and they looked about yay big, I'd say they were about 30 feet from the window. Just 30 feet. Just 30 feet. That's not very far at all. It was snowing that night, and it cut down visibility.
Wait, didn't he just oh, well, whatever. Please continue with your testimony regarding the two shadows that you saw.
He just said himself that it cut down visibility, so how would he know that it was the Ringmaster and Max? They all know that his stupid three-piece costume, but the Ringmaster didn't have anything distinguishing, right?
You say you clearly saw this, even though you're by your own admission far away.
That's right. I've been thinking about it over and over since that night. But things didn't really make sense until I spoke with the prosecutor, Miss Von Karma. But now I'm 100% sure that it was Max and the Ringmaster that I saw that night. Just think about it. How could I be wrong if Max is always wearing that uppity symbol? His uppity symbols.
Uppity symbols? Why does this keep being a joke?
Why do they really want to hammer this thing? Lawyers nowadays, do you even have to go to school anymore to be one? Alright, everyone knows what to do. All together now, say it, Uncle Mo. See what I mean? It's always like this. The crowd never wants to go along with me. I must really be utterly, completely worthless as a clown.
Maybe just a little.
Yowza. Enough foolishness, and get back on track.
Will the witness please testify to what he saw, and only what he saw?
You saw the ringmaster get clonked over the head. Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story. He really does enjoy completely random non-squiddery. What would you say the victim was struck with? You mean the weapon? I have no idea. A weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right? That's not what I meant. You did say you did see everything, didn't you? Well, I suppose I did. Wait, no, I didn't. I didn't see a weapon. Mo, did you or did you not see the crime or the murder committed that night? I will not permit you to harass my witness in this matter. You better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown. Because if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. A nice penalty. Why is it all my bar? Gulp. Isn't this a bit melodramatic? So what will it be, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have any clear bias to believe that my witness did not see the crime? I don't think we have testimony about the weather. I feel like we don't have enough stuff. If he was right there... There's nothing that says that it was snowing. Is the problem, so I don't know if we do have anything. Of course I don't! Well, see, right now I don't have a clear bias to be thinking that. Then this is just another one of your pointless efforts to badger my witness. Thus you have just earned yourself a penalty from me.
No, wait a second, Miss Von Karma. This time I do not feel that you need to treat Mr. Wright so harshly.
That's right, what he said. Bailed out by the judge, what an honor indeed.
If we must penalize Mr. Wright for his display, I think a verbal census would be best.
Ah?
You know the rules, Mr. Wright. There's no room for baseless hounding in this courtroom.
I wasn't trying to hound. Guess I didn't really beam him out after all. You know, most testimony and what he told us yesterday are kind of different. Yeah, I notice. We just gotta pinpoint what's changed. You can do it, Nick. I don't know how I make him contradict this, though. Practice over, I went straight back to my room. I have no idea how tired I was. That night, I was pooped. I heard a huge noise outside the window, and that's what made me look outside. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. Zoning Master and Max, he was wearing his cloak. Kept watching them, and all of a sudden Max clonked the Ringmaster over the head. What could I use? Blunt force trauma to the back of the head. Looks like he was right next to the building, doesn't it? Isn't that the building? What is that line? This one might be one where I'm gonna have to save Scum, or not. I get a general idea of what happened, but I'm not sure how to make the game know that I know what happened. Feather looks a little different, but okay. Got back from there. He went in there. The puppet dude saw the guy come in. But we only know that they saw one person go in there. But how do we contradict him on that? I might have to look this one. He's attorney 2. Case 3. Defendant, prosecutor, witness. Let's see. That wasn't it. Found the right thing. These ones are highlighted. I did that stuff. See that. I got the investigation stuff. We got Max's stuff. We got the ring stuff. Grilled the puppet. That was pretty easy. But this one's just annoying because, like, everything kills you if you question him, which makes it even more annoying. Something hit hard. Press statement 6. Mo says he didn't see a murder weapon, then what did he see? You ask him if he really did see the crime at all. Of course you do. Mo says he saw the crime after Max Clonk died, so he did not see the crime occur. What? I was just supposed to say that? That's dumb. I hate when they do that. They want evidence all the time, and then they don't want evidence. It's annoying. So I just got myself hit with a penalty for no reason. Yeah, we did that part. Of course I do. Of course. It's obvious. I've got a great reason to make my claim. Great. I don't know if it's because of my fever that I'm feeling really hot, or if it's actually hot out. But oh boy, it's hot. I've got great reason to make my claim. And I suppose you'll be telling us all that great reason. Of course I will. The reason is the witness's very own testimony.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright?
Mo said that he heard a sound like a thump, someone getting hit.
He did say that.
However, Mo just stated that the following under oath. I kept watching them, and then all of a sudden Max clonked the ringmaster over the head. If Mo is to be believed when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, there's no way he could have seen Max clonk anyone. In 1972, what?
Mr. Curls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment?
They didn't commit. These clowns promptly escaped from a maximum security clown car.
Mr. Curls, are you reciting the seating theme to anger this court?
What? The C team? Instead of the A team, they had the C team in this dystopian future? No. I'm just stalling for time while I jog my memory. Great job, Nick. These types of witnesses always seem to have the selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup to find the truth. Well,
No, you're back from your jog.
Well, it pretty much happened the way I said it.
Pretty much.
When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement.
Ha! Von Karma. Tampering with the witness again. So now you're saying that you did not see the defendant clonk the ringmaster?
Yes. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster had already checked out.
Checked out?
Yep, he was on permanent vacation, as they say. Get it? Because he's dead.
Mr. Curls!
Your Honor. You did not witness...
You did not witness the actual crime of. You say you still saw the criminal, correct?
Yes, exactly. The ringmaster was slumped over, and I saw someone's silhouette next to him.
Very well, then please testify to the silhouette you saw. And if he even catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette, got it?
Got it. Now he's a sad clown. I just kind of noticed that his hat makes faces. His hat makes faces that he's making. It's kind of creepy. But, okay, I guess. Oh. Hang on. Okay, that's fine. It was a bit far away, but the shadow can only have belonged to Max. There was no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. Black cloak? But he has a purple cloak. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. It's purple and bright red on the other side. Not black.
It does seem as the defendant was at the crime, seen the crime.
It took the clown long enough to get the facts straight. But whatever, this should finally be good enough, yes.
It is decisive testimony.
Was Max really at the scene of the crime that night?
He said he wasn't there. We have to believe in that. All right, Mr. Wright, commence your cross-examination.
Well, he was obviously bad.
You say you saw all of Max. His uppity symbols.
I suppose so. The silk hat, the cloak, right?
Mo, everyone knows that Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols.
3 symbols. Yeah, everyone, get ready, all together now.
Silk hat, cloak, white roses.
What the? Who cares if he knew that there were 3 or not? He saw what he saw, and he saw the symbols, he just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Mo? You like P.I., I love pie. Pie. Silence, fool. You want to respond with the whole truth, no fractions.
Order!
That was killing.
Mo, you didn't see the roses, did you?
To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw. The crime scene was dark. It was too dark to see that kind of detail.
But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face, not to mention what the roses are all white. There's no way he could have missed them.
The roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim.
If that was the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene. Mr. Wright, are these roses truly material to the facts of this case?
Clearly not. He's just toying with this court. I got her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet. Someone is toying with the court, but it's not me. Your Honor, do you recall Trilo's testimony?
There was no way I could mistake wearing those three ridiculous symbols. How can you mistake someone that crazy get up and his nose stuck up so high? How can you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece get-up?
Trilo saw them all. Trilo saw all three of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims there were no white roses on the person he saw. There's absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction.
No. What am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointless, but this...
Judge, forget the roses, think about his other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap this case up now. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast doubt on the prosecution's case.
Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that, unlike wine, the witness has not grown more mature with age.
I'm not mature.
I've come to the conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable, which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony.
What?
If there's no contradictions in his next statement, I'm prepared to issue a ruling. A ruling?
Nick, this is your last chance. The Silhouette, Part 2. I thought we were going to talk about it. We saw a black cloak, and his cloak is clearly purple. I feel like if you saw a purple cloak, even if in a blizzard, there's a light right next to the scene of the crime. No one talked about that fact. Even in a blizzard, the light would be on, but we're not able to point out the light as evidence for some reason, so, you know. Even though there was well, I guess the police came later, but I don't know, it's weird. There's no doubt in my mind. There were no white roses that night. However, all the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that, especially the silk hat. No way I could forget seeing decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene.
Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this.
Just one chance?
I will not allow either side a scent of badgering against this witness if you are going to prove me that there's a contradiction with Mr. Cole's statement. But I have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations.
Only got a single shot at this. I've got to be careful. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I'll need. I feel like they should have said I'll need instead of I will. But I guess formal speech, I don't know. No doubt in my mind, white roses. All their symbols were there, I'm equally sure, especially the silk hat. There was no way I could forget seeing their decorations on it. Mo, be honest. Ow! You promise, Mr. Phoenix Wright, no more badgering. I hope you enjoy this penalty. What? It's badgering if I hold him at all? How long do I have to restart that now? That's ridiculous. They're a bit far away though. Forget which part I was supposed to do first. Maybe it doesn't matter. Unless I have to do it in that order. Oops. I don't know if I had to do the other part first still, or if I saved it before I did that. Well, now I have to skip through all this junk. Oh, wait, what? Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't get that. Okay, I didn't do the other thing first. I'm gonna have to look back at this to make sure I say the right thing. I figured that out myself, too. That's my fault. Third statement. Right. I accidentally gave myself another game over. 2, 3. We need to get the conch thing first. They sure make this take a while sometimes. Okay, now we're good. I think. They really want to hammer in though that you get all your points taken away in this game. Which I think is kind of dumb since they make you use the game's logic so much, and that kind of makes it, you know, impossible to get things right instantly, even if you solve the crime. That's one part of this game I'll never like. No, wait. Oh my god. Okay, there you go. My next killing. Dark. Yeah, we're doing that stuff. Yeah, we got that stuff. I just wanted to get to this part so I can save it. Well, that was my fault, though. I should have saved it before, as soon as I realized they were going to kill me in one shot if I did anything. I'm so used to pressing everything, so I can, you know, get the facts. But now they're not even letting me get that stuff. I'm really sure of that, especially Silcat. There's no way I could forget seeing that as a decoration. The hat was found at the scene of the crime, so I guess we can't really argue that. He wasn't mentioned the 20-pound wooden box, I guess. He was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. Right, I didn't even start the cross-examination yet. I'll just look. This stuff seems a little dumb. I presented the poster for the black stuff. Like how it says that. For newcomers, it'll be ideal to press any statements. The reason is... Except you don't want to, because... Francesca whips you for half your health bar. I kind of figure it'd be presenting the hat. Because if he had it the entire time, why was it on the ground? But I feel like that's kind of dumb to say, because it was found at the scene of the crime, so he still could have been wearing it the whole time. But, you know, I don't know. It seems weird to use this part, but whatever. Game's logic. This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it? Yup, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night. No question in your mind? Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that? I see.
Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright?
Miss Von Karma, where exactly was the silk hat found? Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. The crime scene, that means...
The silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene.
No, that's not true. What?
Order, Mr. Curls.
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the meaning of all this? You're old enough to know better than to behave like this in court.
Hey, that's just not right. That's so harsh.
What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things.
What? Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess, you just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You didn't have to go and insult my eyesight or memory. That's big. And they're both great. Seriously, watch, because I'm sitting above me doesn't... How old are you? Always younger than you.
Enough of these childish outbursts, Mr. Curls. Who do you think you are?
I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing that dumb silk hat. Telling the truth. He turned into a bratty little kid.
It's pitiful, isn't it?
He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there.
He left the scene?
What's the matter, Nick?
That's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo.
What do you want?
You just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime?
Well, what? He went. What do you mean, how did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that. Mr. Phoenix Wright, badgering the witness, Your Honor.
The witness's testimony is so full of holes, Miss Von Karma's protest is useless.
Yeah.
You've got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that all right with you, little guy?
Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby. Besides, what kind of a stupid question is how did he leave this crime scene? The answer's obvious. He just turned around and walked away.
That's what I expected you to say. You sure that's how it happened?
Say what?
I'm not sure I know exactly what you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love to harp the smallest things. Do you have any proof to counter this story? Look at this picture. It's the scene of the crime. The problem is the footprints in the snow. Footprints? In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where's the criminal's footprints? They aren't there.
Yeah.
What? So, Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, this witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all of this witness's testimony from the court record. I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown's car he came to court in.
Wait just a second. You guys can't just ignore everything I've said. Fine, I'll tell you the truth this time.
What?
You wait a second. I think you've said more than enough for today. That didn't hurt. I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyways. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear. I don't know. But I get the feeling that things are gonna get worse before they get better.
Mr. Lawrence Curls.
Yes.
The testimony you've provided up to now has been false.
It hasn't been false, I haven't lied,
It's just what?
it's just I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene, especially since Von Kama and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw.
Order! I will have order. Francesca von Kama, how could you?
She bows to it. Your Honor, if you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I have.
What opinion is that?
It's not funny.
That's enough out of you. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. Now then, let's hear the truth about what you saw, Mr. Girls.
You're not gonna believe this bit. But it's all true, I tell ya. Try not to waste our time with your idiotic drivel. Now it's time for our next segment, Mo Knows. Everything I've said up until now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down, and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, he was wearing the silk hat. That's when I saw he... It's the truth. Now get ready for it. He jumped up and flew through the air. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. So someone stood on the roof. That's why there were no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints. I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now?
Well, that was, how do you put into words?
Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician, but to leave the scene of the crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened.
You're right.
Why is she right? You believe the other witness. Why won't you believe me, especially since it's the best part of the story?
To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of the flying criminal. What do you think about this witness' testimonies, Mr. Wright?
He's telling the truth. What you just said now was so strange. I don't think he would have made it up.
Which means that he's telling the truth.
That's what I think. Nick, wait. That means Max Galactica actually used magic. Yikes, you're right. Only a foolish-looking fool could be fooled by such foolish fool's foolish dream. Don't be ridiculous. Magic does not exist.
I suppose I'll let you all... I will let you all in on my thinking regarding this master. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that. But I just can't wrap my head around how that can actually happen.
You imbecile.
If you disregard a need for proof, Mr. Von Kama's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of some more investigation. Thus I will conclude today's proceeding at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints at the scene. Tomorrow I want us to find the reason behind this mystery of mysteries.
Yeah.
I believe that's enough today. Court is adjourned.
Yeah, I think we should go up to the roof of that building and see if there's like a pulley system or something. Hey, sweeties. What in the world is going on? That's what I want to know. They say the criminal flew off into the air and disappeared. Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you? I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can't fly whenever I please, it's not that easy. But it looks so effortless for you on stage. It's not that simple, I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them hoist me through the air. Oh, wow, you just told me the secret to your magic. No, I broke the first rule, the cardinal rule, the only rule. I'm sorry, Max. We made you break a magician's creed to never reveal the secret of their tricks. Nick, what do we do now? All we can do now is hope to find the flying criminal in court tomorrow. Great idea. Let's do our best to catch the sucker. To be continued, question mark? I might stop early today. I'm not feeling so hot. I don't want to start sweating buckets of sweat. I don't think anyone wants that, though. Probably. Unless they're into that, which is probably weird, but I don't know. Anyway. Nick?
What is it?
I got a confession to make. I'm terrible at figuring out magic tricks.
Magic tricks?
Yep, magic tricks are by their very definition tricks, right? I can never figure out the tricks when I see them.
That's because the tricks are performed by pros. They do it so you can't guess the trick.
But the trick Pearly showed me was incredible.
Pearls did a magic trick? What kind of trick was it?
Let's see, it looked like she pulled the end of her thumb off.
Aha!
First, she put her right thumb next to her left, and then it just separated. She could move it up and down and everything. It was incredible.
Really? Was it kinda like this?
What? How did you do that, Nick? You're like a real magician. See, this is why I just can't figure out magic. I'm not good at it. Especially hard magic tricks like flying away from the scene of a murder.
You'll take all the fun out of magic if you just keep trying to figure it out. I don't see any way out of this. We're stuck between a rock and a hard place.
There's no way we can solve this mystery of a criminal flying by tomorrow. I was thinking, do you really think the criminal flew through the air? The only one who thinks that is Mo, right? He says he saw it.
That's true. Mo looked awfully serious when he said that.
You think he might be trying to frame Max?
That was it. He would have simply said, I saw Max. That would have been enough. There's no reason why anyone would believe he flew.
But what if the criminal really did fly? There's only one person who could do that, Max.
You're really not helping my confidence here, Maya. Even though that literally anyone else could have done it.
You hear that? It sounds like two people arguing.
Alright, let's do it. Are you ready?
Yes, wait,
Quit your yapping, whining. Let's just get this shot already, alright.
row your boat.
Row your boat. What are you doing? Gently down the stream. Come on, you know that.
I'm trying my best, but Trilo just isn't going to work.
You enjoy saying dumb things? You're gonna have to be on your own someday. You handle this as simple as this. What are you gonna do then?
Hello, Ben. And hello to you, Trilo. Trilo? Whatever his name is.
What are you doing here? Can't you see we're on a secret crash training course?
I'm sorry.
Secret crash training? Wow.
Yes, Trilo wouldn't give up until I said we'd try out his idea for a new routine. So we're trying to sing in a round for our new ventriloquist act. In a round? Can you really do that? That's incredible.
See? Even Ed's surprised by the idea I told you.
They're not the only ones. You even surprised me with your idea.
Once we got grip on the basics, then it's just a matter of practice.
You think so? Oh, I almost forgot. I wanted to give this back to you.
Ah, there it is. Now that I've got this ring back, it's time to take one more shot at Regina.
I know that you already testified in court today.
You want to talk about what we saw, right?
Yeah.
Well, at first we thought we saw an old man. Was looking at his walk, right? How he acted, right, Ben?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But then we said hello and didn't even get a reply, not to mention he was draped in those gaudy symbols.
Who would have thought he wasn't wearing this? Who would you have thought if he wasn't wearing those symbols?
What do you think, Ben?
I would have thought it was the Ringmaster.
Something just isn't adding up here. I wonder who they really saw.
I was hoping I could ask you about Regina.
I'm completely serious about her. That's why I'm waiting for her even now.
Really? That's so sweet. But if you really wanted to see Regina, shouldn't you check out the tent?
Huh. Hey, I haven't got a clue about things, do you, sweetheart?
Huh?
Waiting like this is part of being in love.
How so?
If you had a clue, you would know waiting is such sweet, wonderful torture. When your body aches for your partner's love, that's one of the best parts.
Yeah, I knew that.
Poor Maya. She's so red, she looks like a vine-ripe tomato.
So, how's this new routine working out?
Will you two just take a chill pill already? Our routine's a secret. We're gonna take the ventriloquism world by storm. It's a real revolution.
That sounds incredible.
But let me make one thing clear. We're not going to take on the world just because that jerk said we should.
That jerk?
Max Galactica. The former should aim for the world. Who does he think he is?
Trilo, you seem really fired up about all this.
He needs to realize that he isn't the only one who can conquer the world stage.
You're right, you're right.
Mark my words, Trilo Quest will win the Grand Prix.
You're the man now, doll.
Row, row, row your boat will be the key to our glorious victory.
Not to rain on your parade, but wouldn't a more mature song be best?
Hey, you gotta start somewhere, right? Don't screw this up, you gotta be a part of this too.
No one knows about that stuff. Actually... No. Okay, I thought to check. This is what I'm curious about.
No, it's you two.
You look like you just got hit by a truck. Shouldn't you get some rest?
I'm taking a rest right now, pal. I've been listening to some crazy clown's life story. Miss Von Karma told me to come down here and do this for her.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Let me tell you something, pal. That old clown sucks all your energy. Every time he's done talking, he looks at you like he should be doing something.
I think he's waiting for you to laugh at his jokes.
I know that, pal. You have any idea how much your face hurts if you fake laugh that much?
Francesca really set you up bad this time, didn't she? If you ask me, you should be listening to Mo herself.
No way, pal. You're not gonna get me to backbite a woman with a whip, no way.
Why are you defending her?
Prosecutor Von Karma's always got her eyes on us. And every time you definitely don't want her to show up. Poof, there she is. Don't show up, don't show up, don't show up, don't show up, don't show up.
Looks like she's wound him up pretty tight.
She's directly above us as we speak.
Huh? How's that possible?
According to the clown, the culprit jumped from here and disappeared into the sky. That's what happened. It means the killer passed right by this window, right?
I see. Who lives in that room? Behind the window up there?
The acrobatic's got his room up on the 3rd floor, it seems. Pretty soon, Miss Von Karma's gonna start her investigation up there. So don't get any ideas going up in the acrobatics room, got it, pal?
Francesca Von Karma. Once she's done with her investigation, I think I'll go up there and check it out. Mo's not here. If he was here, we would have been able to tell even before you stepped into this room. I'm sure you would have heard him laughing away. What do you think he's laughing at when he's all by himself? I always thought he was just thinking up new jokes. He must really love his work. Really gotta give it to Mo. Slipping on a banana 100 times a day, that's incredible. Maybe I should try giving it a shot myself. I guess I'll start out by juggling. Maybe you should start with spirit channeling, just a thought. Clown equipment is funny looking. He's got a balancing ball, a unicycle, he's even got a trampoline. But they're all broken. Well, you gotta give them all a shot. Trying is the most important thing. Josh seems to have tried them all, but were any of these useful?
Look at the ceiling. It looks like someone punched a hole in it.
You're right, I wonder what happened.
I don't even want to imagine what goes on here.
I feel like that might be important, though.
Oh, seems to be a ferocious reader. Look at all the hard books. Yes. Clowns for Dummies, The Joke's on You. Treat your peons right. The classic, Funny Jokes Are Funny.
Wow, Mo is very studious.
The joke's on you, huh?
I guess we have to go back to the big top then. See if anything's there. Regina, probably. Another animal. Huh? Where's Regina?
I don't know. But if she's with that tiger, I don't want to find out. Let's hurry up and get out of here.
Nick, you're kind of a chicken, aren't you?
No. I'm just, allergic to wild tigers. Specifically.
I don't feel like there's anything there that's important. Max and Ringmaster had their talk in this room.
That could have been when the ringmaster put on Max's costume and went outside.
Why do you do that anyway? Was it really that cold or something?
They said it was a blizzard.
Can we look at this now? You may not know this, but they call this a tailcoat.
Yeah, I already knew that. Scrap of white paper.
What? Where?
Calm down, Maya. Can't just go rummaging through people's coats.
Aw, you always make me feel like I'm doing something wrong.
Okay, we still can't get it then.
I guess that's still unimportant then. What else should I look for then?
I guess we gotta go talk to... Oh yeah, we haven't gone to the cafeteria.
Ah, Mr. Wright! Welcome to the wonderful, fabulous cafeteria.
Yikes, he's in awfully good mood.
Alright, you know what time it is, riddle time. Why does everyone cry when they eat Mexican pizza? Come on, you can answer it, it's easy.
Because cafeteria Mexican pizza is possibly a weapon of foul destruction.
Buzz, wrong, try again. Okay, what do you think, girlie? I got it. Okay, what's your answer? Because they're in the cafeteria... cafeteria? What? I don't even know if I get that one myself. Exactly. It's an incredibly sad place, the calf.
What's going on? He's being too nice.
Today's been really, feeling really crazy, hasn't it? You're telling me I didn't think it was going to be so tough. Tough? Yeah, it was a tough crowd, that's what you call it. Crowd that refuses to laugh. For instance, it was such a tough crowd this morning I had to smash the watermelons. Huh? I told them all a great story and even greater jokes, but no one busted out laughing. He even used the famed no shoes, no shirt service joke. Exactly, how can you not laugh at stunning comedy like that?
Are you 100% sure about what you saw in your testimony today?
I saw what I saw, I swear. That creep just flew through the air. It wasn't exactly flying per se, it was more like floating. Silhouette on his face made me positive it was Max.
I don't see a psychic lock. He must be telling the truth.
You think he says anything if we look at this?
No, I guess not. I thought he might say something if we look at that chunk. Okay, now I think we have to go look at our detention center.
Ron Karma will probably be done then. Oh, my sweeties. You mind hurrying up and getting me out of this place?
We're doing our best, Max. Just hang in there.
A little while ago, some people from the local TV station came by. And since I'm famed magician, they said, let's make you your very own TV special. Really? What kind of TV special? Maximilian Galactica, the great prison escape. It would be aired live. Hey, that sounds like it would be an awesome special. But if I do the special before I'm acquitted, they'll never let me out of here for real.
Well, it would surely be an unnecessary addition to your troubles with the law.
That's what I was thinking, but the production staff is already working on the show. If you don't get me out quick, I'll have no choice but to stage a real prison break.
You seem awfully calm about that possibility.
I'd have no choice. It would be a contractual obligation. That's show business.
The night of the crime, you didn't happen to fly off into the sky, did you?
Here's how everything went down, sweetie. At the time of the murder, I was sitting in the ringmaster's room. Not to mention, flying off into the sky is not just something I can do at will. I don't care what the stoogey clown says, it wasn't me. Max, do you mind teaching me the trick behind flying? You'll have to forgive me, sweetie. The difference between me and cheap imitation magicians is that I keep my mouth shut. I don't teach people tricks, but I will say this much, it's much harder than you think. I was thinking about this in court today. I've got a favor to ask you. Anything for you, sweetie. Be friends with the other performers in the circus. Fabulous, a great joke. Why would I be friends with a bunch of hacks like them? But I've won on the world stage. I won the International Grand Prix.
International Grand Prix?
Performers should always look to perform on the world stage, but the performers, the circus, are completely and utterly devoid of ambition. That is something that I can simply not tolerate.
Ambition, huh?
Something about Max... what Max just said rings true in my ears.
Yeah, even if he is kind of a jerk, he is kind of true. It seems like a lot of the performers lost motivation. They don't have the ambition to be the best at their craft anymore and things like that.
Oh my sweeties want to hear all about the Grand Prix, don't they? To be honest, I've told this story about 100 times already, so it's boring.
We're sorry to make you tell it again.
You must not have heard me. I'm really sick of telling the story. But what can you do? I'm Maximilian Galactica. I suppose I can tell it again. Voila! Here it is. Take a look at this. I just happen to have a picture from the Grand Prix with me.
He's not sorry of telling it at all.
And just look at that fabulous stage. This is the first stage that I ever flew on. I flew right over the audience. The crowd erupted into applause. At the time, I thought to myself that I could die happy right then. I'll never forget how I felt that night. The emotions, the acclaim. Wow. By the way, I think everyone who is a performer should get to experience that feeling. I just wish I could explain that to the other people in the circus. That's incredible, Max. I want a trophy too. Hey Nick, how about you buy me a trophy?
That's not how you earn a trophy, Maya.
My sweeties, you can have this picture of my triumph. Just make sure you show it to all the other members of the circus. Look and learn. That's what you should tell them.
Learn how to get thrown in jail? Well, we got something else to show him now. Okay, he still doesn't know about that stuff. I don't think I really have anything else I can ask him, so I think we just want that information. Oh, they didn't care about it? I guess he already has his motivation back, right? Even if it's a little weird how he got his motivation back, but...
Ah, not this picture again. He showed it to you guys too. Huh? You seen it as well? Well, you know what they say about Maximilian Galactica. He really gets around.
I didn't get that one, actually.
Oh, yeah? He didn't just show me the picture. What do you mean? He showed me his bust, too. Let me tell you, that thing is enormous. It's in the picture, I think. He'd make us worship it every day. He made us bow to his greatness.
He's got a big bust. I wouldn't mind hearing more about Mac's bust. Not that I'm into that sort of thing.
Mac's bust should be on that small table over there.
There's nothing over here.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. When was it? I would say about 5 days ago, all of a sudden, the bus disappeared. It disappeared. If you want to see it, there's a photo on the bulletin board over there. Max just had to put a picture up. Hey, this is really cool. Nick, I want someone to make a bust of me.
Sure, as long as I'm not paying for it. Is there anything else that's changed about this place?
Nope. Nothing's changed that I can see.
I wonder if he's actually thinking about this, or if he's setting up a bad joke.
Nope, I'm drawing a blank here.
A quiet mow. It's a good mow in my book.
I guess there really aren't any other things that could have changed, huh? Well, there's one teensy-beatsy thing that does seem different.
Tell us, tell us!
Well, on the morning of the crime over the bulletin board, this piece of paper was posted front and center.
Piece of paper?
It's torn, so I don't know what it says. It could be... I could see its title. Yikes! To the murderer.
Murderer?
Yup, that's what it says, but the rest has been ripped off. And I don't know who posted it.
When did you find this?
The morning before the murder. Before the murder? Yes, the ringmaster was killed the night after this paper was discovered.
Who in the world posted this thing? To the murderer?
Nick, I think we better follow up on an important lead.
Interesting.
Anyone in here now all of a sudden? No. You don't think they would happen to post anything like this? And these guys know nothing, do they? These guys are useless. They're actually useless. Let's ask Max. He doesn't care about his own bust. Do you know anything about this?
The morning of the murder was posted on the wall in the cafeteria.
I do know all about that note. When I read it, my heart certainly skipped a beat. Your heart skipped a beat? While I was enjoying my morning tea, the ringmaster and company entered the room.
And company?
I guess it wasn't really company. It was just the ringmaster and my sweetie pie. When the ringmaster read the note, he turned incredibly bright red. All of a sudden, he tore it off the wall and shoved it into his pocket of his tailcoat. Really? Out of curiosity, what in the world was written on that thing? Let's see. Uh-huh. No, I don't want to steal the fun from my sweetie. Go on and find out on your own. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. You might also want to ask Sweetie Pie Princess.
Oh, brother.
Okay, so that was what was in his tailcoat. Hey, do you see that? There's a scrap of paper shoved into his tailcoat pocket.
You know, I've got a feeling I know what it is.
I bet it's that other half of the note that Mo gave us. Then let's hurry up and check this out, Nick. I knew it. It fits perfectly with the other piece.
What does it say? What does it say? To the murderer. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Meet me at 10 p.m. tonight at the Lodging House Plaza.
Oh. I get it now. The murder of the lion. The acrobat put it up because he knew what happened. So is the acrobat the one that killed him? I thought the daughter might have been in on it. I mean, I guess she could still be, but We still haven't seen the acrobat, but it seems like it's just the acrobat. At 10 p.m.
That's when the murder took place.
Now we need to find out who called the ringmaster. And that'll be our piece of evidence that Von Karma doesn't have. Even if she figured out what happened on the roof. So now I think we probably have to go back here. Hey, Detective Gumshoe. You sure did a good... I'm sure you did a good job, as usual.
Well, I'm done with the investigation of the Arab acrobat, finally, with Miss Von Karma.
Nick, what's that? That beeping sound?
It's Miss Von Karma.
Huh?
Every time I hear that sound, she's usually not very far behind.
Some sort of pager or something?
If you don't mind, pal, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here quick. See you, pal.
I didn't know that Gumshoe could run that fast. So much for being flatfoot.
Never seen a grown man so afraid of a girl still in her teens.
Well, let's go inside. It's freezing out here. I'm so blissing. Ow! That's biting lashings from the whip.
Oh, brother? Von Karma? She really did appear.
It was a real battle today in the court, wasn't it, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Did you have to jump out and scare us like that? What can I do for you?
Tomorrow will be the day that my dreams finally come true.
You mean the story of my defeat at your hands and making national news?
National news? You possess such a small sense of scale. Global news, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Your miserable plight will be known internationally.
I think she might be overestimating the importance of a win by just a smidge. Miss Von Karma, it appears you got your hands onto something big, huh?
I'm amazed you picked up on that much.
Anyone could. You couldn't hide that look of victory, 10 paper bags on your head.
I've got conclusive evidence and conclusive witness. Need any more hints?
Conclusive witness? You must mean the acrobat, right?
I'm putting in the summons for him to be called as a witness as we speak. It's the final nail in your coffin, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Yeah. I get it, already. You want me to beat and destroy me. I can't worry about her. I've got to try and find out more information myself.
Why do you keep giving Nick the evil eye? It doesn't even matter if you prove the defendant guilty tomorrow. Nothing will be able to bring your dad back. My dad? You must mean the esteemed Manfred von Karma. Of course, your dad. I know you miss him. Enough out of you. One more word and you'll get a mouthful of whip. Now, when did I ever bring up my papa's name in this, or any other conversation?
Then, what's this revenge thing you're talking about?
You wouldn't understand, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I have to see him again one more time.
Him?
I'm sure you know whom I refer. Miles Edgeworth.
What?
What? Mr. Edgeworth?
Miles Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth? Why would you even bring him up?
You haven't forgotten, have you? Do you know who it was that trained the gifted prosecutor Miles Edgeworth? Manfred von Karma. Exactly right, it was my papa. That means Mr. Edgeworth was... right again. Miles Edgeworth was like a little brother to me. What? Huh? Little brother, but Edgeworth and Nick are the same age.
Edgeworth? The man who inspired me to become an attorney. I fought against him in a few cases. And I won every single one, but a little after that case was over, he vanished.
It's your fault he's gone. Huh? It's the truth, isn't it, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Hi.
Nick, what does she mean?
Edgeworth's death. Edgeworth was never quite the same after that case, and then with the case after that one. He never set foot into court again. And then one day, he just vanished.
All he left was a simple note at the prosecutor's office. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. That was 1 year ago. It was a few months after you left to go back home. Mr. Edgeworth? He's dead? I don't believe it. He's still alive. I'm sure of it. Somewhere in this world, he's still alive. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. Of course he did. You ruined his reputation as a prosecutor. You effectively killed the prosecutor in him. Just like your victory muddled the honor of the name Von Karma. I'm going to find him, and then I'm going to teach him his rightful place with my own 2 hands. Nick, about Mr. Edgeworth. Maya, I already told you this once. Don't make me do it again. Don't bring up his name in front of me again, okay? Nick? Miss Von Karma. What? I don't know if you're God's gift to prosecutors or not, but I've had about enough of you. Him too. What in the world happened? This dog is all bark and no bite. He's already been defeated. Regardless, I have nothing to inform you two of today. Tomorrow will be the greatest courtroom battle this country has ever seen. Nick? Let's go. We need to talk with the performer on the 3rd floor. I'm sorry I brought it up, Nick. Yeah, you look like a killer. So his alibi is going to be he can't do it because he's in a wheelchair, right? But he could have used his ape in the cloak. You must be Phoenix Wright. Yes. Pleased to meet you. I'm Ken Dingling. But here at the circus, everyone calls me Acro. Mr. Acro? How do you know my name? The detective told me. He said you would definitely show up here. Acro, you're a member of the circus as well. That's right. I mainly performed on the tightrope, or the flying trapeze. But nowadays, all I perform in is my wheelchair. He's got a barbell. Look around everything he's got for upper body training. Wait a second. It's the same machines I see on TV all the time. Hey, Nick. What? I don't have this one. This barbell here is a new model. Don't overdo it, Maya. You don't want to end up a muscle woman. What if she does? People are into that now, right? This bed is incredibly well made. It's almost like a maid made it up. Even the laundry is on top of the bed is perfectly folded. Nick, there's something unusual about all this. It's how things are supposed to be. Can't a man respect another man for doing something said man cannot do? Hey, the net's ripped. When he must be prone to breaking things, he's hardcore. The net looks fine to me. You really think that he plays basketball? I think so. Monkeys live life above the rim, you know. You're joking, right? You think the monkey has got the proverbial game? Of course, that monkey doesn't fake the funk on a nasty dunk. Well, pursuing tail might be unfair advantage. Yeah. Whatever. Tails. You can see the big top from the window here. There's no snow on the top of the big top. Kinda weird, don't you think? Inside the tent is warm, so the snow that lands on top probably melts. I guess you're right. Snow probably just slides right off. Go ahead, Nick. I know you want to ride it too. Maybe later. I like how he says maybe later. He gives it an option. This looks suspicious to me. Like someone could attach a rope and lead it out here. Or this giant bull. Ew, it's a huge pile of trash. One man's trash is a monkey's treasure. I guess you're right. Look at all the shiny things. He's even got a motorcycle exhaust. what do you even call this thing? Tuba, right? Of course it's a tuba, silly. You didn't know that?
Hey, it's a picture of Regina.
Well, she is a shining beauty.
No objections here. Interesting. Acro, why'd you join the circus? When I was a kid, my parents failed miserably at business. Then one night they decided to run away from it all without me. The only one person who was willing to take my parents' place was the ringmaster. The ringmaster took such incredible care for me. He was truly a lifesaver.
It seems like the ringmaster truly was a saint.
He was. That's why I decided to do something very important. I decided that I would devote my entire life to finding a way to repay him. And now, looks like you repaid him, somehow repaid him for all the good in his life. It's such a shame. Sometimes I think that he was almost too kind. Perhaps he was too kind to his performers. Perhaps he was too kind to his daughter. I wonder if he spoiled Regina.
Regina's so cute. She's truly a princess.
Truly a princess. Are you sure that's a good thing? Do I detect a hint of a grudge against Regina?
Okay, now I'm not sure. This case might actually surprise me. Regina could still be the killer, like I originally thought. But I feel like this guy would have had to help. But I guess he could have just not been in the room, but I don't know. I guess it depends on how much he helped. But the note, I don't know. I'm sorry to ask, but why are you in a wheelchair?
The nerves in my legs were badly damaged. And you can't walk now? I can't even stand now. And since I live on the 3rd floor, I can't even leave this building by myself.
That's awful.
The accident happened during an acrobatic session, right? Psychic locks. Doesn't seem like Acro's injuries were acrobatic in nature.
Oh. So are they saying that Regina killed her father because she liked her pet lion thing, you know, like her other lion, but the lion was killed because he was attacked. This guy lost to the use of his legs because of the lion, and that's why the ringmaster had to kill it. Is what I'm assuming.
Well, it was actually when we were injured. It's been almost 6 months since I was last hurt. I injured my legs during practice. 6 months ago. What in the world went on at the circus then? I stopped by yesterday and noticed that you weren't in your room. I was at the hospital all day yesterday. Ah, you went there for rehabilitation? What about the murder? Of course I knew about it. I spoke with the police before they allowed me to go to the hospital. Before I got the call from the prosecutor, I was convinced that it was all a dream.
Huh?
I just couldn't believe it when I saw what I saw. What you saw? Geez, that sounded really ominous. What did you see, Acro? That night, I was in bed sleeping when a huge sound coming from below my window.
I see. The scene of the crime was right below your window.
That's when I looked out of the window.
What did you see?
He was flying straight up into the air. He? Maximilian Galactica.
Oh, what?
That's what I thought he'd say. You're absolutely positive it was Max you saw flying? I'm absolutely sure, there's no doubt in my mind.
Nick.
I don't believe that. What's this? That's what we want to know.
It was posted in the cafeteria the morning before the murder.
In the cafeteria? What happened? He suddenly looks incredibly serious. If it's got something to do with her, then you should go straight to the source.
Her?
Regina, ask her about it. Money is a great friend to me. And the pile of treasure over there is his collection, huh? It is indeed. Money will bring anything back with him. Or something. I don't know. I messed up his voice.
Aw, that's so cute.
Yeah, I'm not great with the ladies, but I seem to be pretty popular with the animals. Well, let's talk to Regina. Grr. I've got a bad feeling about this. Grr.
Nick.
Wonderful. Today's special must be Filetto Phoenix.
Stay here. Oh my, Nick, it's you guys. I'm sorry. I guess I made a mistake.
A mistake?
Yeah, little one. I was thinking of teaching whatever primate was out there messing. But I was expecting more of a monkey than a human. A monkey?
Regina, have you ever seen this before?
I know what that is. Really? Well, it was in my pocket for a while.
It was in your pocket. This piece of paper was in your pocket?
I guess I noticed it was there around breakfast time.
Breakfast time?
Yeah, I always take Acro's breakfast in the morning. That's when I also take out the trash in his room. Then I go to the cafeteria and eat my own breakfast. And that's when you realize this piece of paper was in your pocket? Yep, but since I'm not a murderer, I just figured it belonged in someone else's pocket.
And then what?
I wonder if the person who lost it was in trouble, so... You didn't put it on the bulletin board in the cafeteria, did you? I did. I stuck it up there. How do you know?
So it was Regina who put it up there. When did this happen?
The morning of the murder, I think.
That explains a lot.
Okay, so maybe it is that guy. She's just stupid and innocent, so she, inadvertently cooperates. So that means it still can be the acrobatic. I wonder who wrote this.
I'm gonna try flying too.
It's really apparent pity about what happened to the ringmaster. Dad? Everyone loved him, didn't they? He must have been quite the man. He was. I love my dad so much.
I had to say it, but she doesn't seem all that broken up about her father.
That's why I feel so lonely. Now that I won't be able to see him for a while. For a while? Yeah. When Leon died, I talked with my dad, and he told me that when someone dies, they just become a star in the heavens. A star? That means that my dad's looking down on me from the sky. That's why I love the night so much. I can see everyone who's gone.
When someone dies, they just become a star in the heavens. That's kinda sweet. But I bet you there's no way Maya believes that.
What do you mean there's no way I believe that? Do you think that one day I'll be a star too? Of course. You really think so?
Yeah, you will, I think.
I got the feeling that everyone's doing great up there in the sky.
Wonder if everyone's alright with Regina.
So she was spoiled to the point of, becoming an accomplice, inadvertently. I suppose. Just to go back and clear something up, why'd you want to teach Money a lesson? Because he's a meanie. He got something that means a lot to me. Something that means a lot to you? It must be something shiny, right? Actually, it's a stage costume. It's got a lot of spangles, really beautiful. You should see it. We should? When the costume gets hit by a spotlight, it dazzles. Hey, Mr. Attorney.
Huh?
If you saw that monkey, you'd get my costume back for me, wouldn't you? It's really important to me.
I'll get it for you, but of course, gladly.
Leave it to us.
Guess there's no turning down that request.
Yeah, you're really gonna do it? Oh, it's Acro. Is he in his room today?
Yes, he is. We just came back from meeting with him.
I hope his legs are getting better soon. Acro's so incredible, especially on the trapeze. And the trapeze is that enormous swing hanging from up on top of the tent, right? Yep, that's it. I really want to see him up there again. Acro the acrobatic.
That's strange. Acro doesn't seem to have very many nice things to say about Regina. Regina seems to like Acro just fine.
Okay. So Regina might have commanded the lion to attack Acro in a playful manner, but it ripped up his legs, and since she doesn't understand stuff, it caused his injury, and then the tamer, the ringmaster, covered it up, more or less, and told them, yeah, don't tell anyone about it, or something. Maybe that's what happened instead. Well, let's see what he has on here. I don't know if we have enough evidence. We might need to collect some other testimony or something, but let's see if we can do anything.
I have to ask, how are you injured? I'm sorry. I thought we talked about this. It was an accident that happened during practice. An accident during practice? Yes, unfortunately, acrobats are prone to all sorts of injuries. He's lying. If that were the real case, he had no reason to keep it a secret. Acro, are you really telling me? Wait, what? I don't think I have enough evidence yet. Wait, what? I didn't even get to see that, because I accidentally hit the button. I'm not sure if I have enough evidence still, but I wanted to see if I could get any of these unlocked. Are you really telling me that a practice accident was the cause of your injury? Okay, yeah, I don't think I actually have anything. I think I need to go talk to Max again. Or maybe Mo, also. Mo might know something.
Mo's not here.
What's that? I hear something.
Stop it, Nick. You're scaring me. Nick, it's money.
That monkey's holding something.
That's it. That's the means a lot to Regina, remember?
Alright, time to take on the monkey. Attorney style. Ooh, ah, scratch, scratch. Oh, oh, ah, ah.
Yikes.
Ah. I tried to have monkey-to-monkey talk with him. I really did.
Nick, you...
I swiped it while the monkey was distracted.
Wow, you really you're really on the ball today, Nick. Let me see it. Let me see it.
You can see it fine from where you are.
You know what I mean. Really want to try on Regina's costume.
Maybe then you'll take it in the circus and get some peace and quiet. What's the matter now?
It doesn't fit me at all.
Oh well, guess it's time for you to lay off the burgers. Not to mention, it doesn't look like something any girl I know would actually wear. Not my size at all. Is it supposed to be acros? Yeah, why don't they have anything to say about the note? That's weird.
Here you go, Regina. Yay, thank you. You really got it back for me.
Don't mention it.
I love you, Mr. Attorney.
Blush, it's nothing. No wonder guys melt to mush in front of this girl.
Hey, Regina. That costume is yours, right? I tried it on, but it didn't fit me. Oh, that costume? This isn't mine, it was Leon's.
Leon's?
You know, the lion she told us about.
Oh. The one that someone killed. Leon, he was killed, wasn't he?
That's right, my dad killed him. Oh, why? Well, Leon did something really bad during practice.
During practice?
Leon was sitting down, then he opened his mouth, you know? Gaw. Usually when he did that, I would put my head into his mouth. What, wait, you put your head into the lion's mouth? I sure did. People in the crowd would always love seeing me do that. They always start screaming.
You sure screaming because they love seeing you do that? Anyways, what was the bad thing?
Oh yeah, Leon bit someone during that practice. Regina, everything was alright though, right? No, it wasn't. That was the problem. My dad was incredibly angry.
And that's when Leon...
Yeah, that's when he became a star in the sky.
Poor thing. Now I think we have enough evidence. Unless we need to talk to Max. Which I'm not sure if we do, but I guess we'll figure that out. Why wouldn't he want to tell me that he was hurt by a lion? Because then he would be giving himself away that he has motive, I guess. Still, he did care about the ringmaster, but he was upset about getting his leg bitten off. Not bitten off, but his nerves getting damaged. Take that! 6 months ago, you were attacked by the lion. That's when you were injured. I know I'm on the right track, I just need to keep going. You're saying that I was attacked by a lion. That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright, but I'm an acrobat. I'm no animal tamer. If a lion was coming at me, I'd be running for the exit. Okay, maybe attacked is not the best word to be using. Let me rephrase that as, battled the lion. You seem to enjoy telling jokes. Why would I battle a lion? Because you had to fight it. You had to fight it to save someone. How about it? Mind if I ask one question first? Go ahead. Monsters out of the jungle like that. Did it say when Max started working there? It could have attacked Max. That's probably what happened. But I probably have to go tell Max about the lion first.
Oh, maybe not. We need to ask him right now anyway. You're right. I guess we'll go do something else. Unless they attacked him. That is... Okay, maybe not. Unless it attacked Mo. Could have attacked Mo also. But we don't know where Mo went. He could have gone back to the cafeteria again or whatever, right? I think he was in there in the first place, but... Something smells fantastic. So we know it can't be Mo. Wait, I know what it is. It's burgers. Ah, hello. Welcome to the Bistro de Chris, aka the cafeteria. It smells so good in here. And those burgers look great. She's drooling like she's some sort of crazed burger monster. My burgers are the best. Juicy meat, toasted buns, special sauce. They're absolutely irresistible to anyone with a hankering for a burger. One bite will send you into a hamburger heaven. Oh. So, did he have the burgers out when the lion attacked? And then the acro guy had to defend him? I bet. I can tell by the smell. Wow, I'm getting kinda hungry. Burgers must have some kind of special power. I mean, I'm getting kinda hungry too. Naming all the animals at circus. You named Money the monkey and Regina's tiger? Guilty as charged, but Leon's got his name from the ringmaster. Really? He always said, keep names simple and easy to associate. Nick's name is easy to associate, right? I always told Russell, if that's what you think, then call him Lion the Lion. A great name, don't you think? Imagine if he could talk. I'm Lion. Lion. Well, that's when Russell said don't lie to yourself. That name is awful. Let's see, to the murder, eh? That's far from polite. Where do you find the rest of the note, anyway? Maybe it'd be a mess if I didn't tell Mo why we found it. Don't worry about it, Mo. If I didn't need to worry about it, you shouldn't have shown me it. Now that the ringmaster is gone, what are you going to do? That's all I thought about the past 2 days. Everyone loved Russell. You heard Acro's story, haven't you? Like how he was adopted when he was young. He calmed down a bit now, but he was livid when he heard about the murder. Acro was so upset he couldn't go on. He was that upset? Yes, he was. Anyways, I gave it some thought. Maybe I should give up on trying to be a half-baked clown. I've been thinking of trying on the ringmaster's shoes. What? Really? Max would still be an issue, though. Max? He may be a bit mean and hard to wick with, but it's hard to argue with his importance. He's probably the reason the circus is still around. A lot of what he says is right. Mo. All that's left is to see if everyone can get over the tragedy. You know. A tragedy? You know? What is he talking about? Get over what tragedy, Mo? Huh? Don't worry about it, it's nothing. You must mean the tragic death of the ringmaster, right? Yes, you're right, girlie. Dang, correctamundo. Doesn't he mean ding? Mo, I mean no disrespect to you, but are you lying to us? No, not at all. What makes you think that? That's the way you said if everyone can get over the tragedy seemed a bit strange. It sounded like you were talking about something from a long time ago. Mo, I'm right, aren't I? Okay, maybe we have to do him first. It was about 6 months ago. It was just a little accident. Give me a break. Us old men have accidents. I wear big pants for a reason. 6 months ago, eh? Well, let's see what his stuff is, I guess. We might need something from him to get to Acro's stuff. Oh, please tell us what happened 6 months ago. What in the world went on in the circus? Okay, there's no need to look at me and scare and ask again. Hey, look over there, some juicy burgers. Let's eat instead. Unfortunately, I'm more of a grilled chicken sandwich man myself. Aw. Actually, I've kinda got an idea what happened back then.
You said something about an accident. This wouldn't happen to be the case of that accident, would it? I heard a little about it from Regina. Leon made a mistake during a practice, right?
How did you? I told them so many times. You shouldn't be doing such dangerous acts.
Like putting our head inside Leon's mouth, right?
Yeah, but Regina believed in Leon. He believed so strongly that the ringmaster went along. He never could say no to her.
Out of curiosity, who was bitten? Come on, Mo, don't climb up on me now. Who did Leon bite on the head?
Well, I promised I wouldn't say anything.
You promised.
He's involved in this too.
He's involved, huh? Mo must be talking about. Is the person you promised you wouldn't say anything? You. Must have been Acro, right?
How'd you know?
Okay, I thought they were talking about something else for a second there. Getting to the bottom of this accident may help solve what happened to the ringmaster.
No way.
I need to know the truth about what happened to Russell. Please tell me what you know.
I'm sorry, Acro.
Good, I got health back, finally. So low for so long.
It's just like you said, you know, the accident. Did someone die? No, but it would have probably been better if he had.
What? How would that have been better?
He's still alive, but when he got bit, he suffered massive brain damage. He'll never recover from the coma he's in. Coma? All he does now is lie in bed and just at the hospital. And that's all he's ever going to do. I see.
How is he related to Acro?
He's his brother.
Huh?
The person who was bit was Acro's brother. Brother? They were an acrobat team. Acro, Bat, and Bat. Cute nicknames, I thought. Anyways, they were an incredible team, cut down together in their prime.
Who is Acro's younger brother?
Seen Dingaling, but everyone just calls him Bat. He fell in love with Regina, trying to win her love. Was his downfall.
Everyone seems to fall in love with Regina.
6 months ago, while we were practicing, all of a sudden Bat blurts out, "Let me perform with Leon." Why'd he do that? I don't know, but that's what caused the accident. I'll never forget that moment. So strange, Leon had the weirdest look on his face. He was smiling.
Hey, you mean Leon?
Yes, Leon. When he bit down, he was smiling.
That's why the pepper's there. What, was it Max's fault that that happened? Is that what we're getting to?
Did someone have pepper around? Some sick grin.
Or did the ringmaster do it on purpose for some reason? That would be weird. To protect his daughter. That'd be creepy. I don't know how far we're gonna go into it.
No way, that's impossible.
A smirking lying, a flying murderer. Why does it seem that it's always Mo who catches all of these incredible events?
Nick, can lions smile?
I
never told the police about the incident. The circus would have been shut down if we had. The next day, the ringmaster took Lion out and shot him with a rifle. So that's what really happened. Well, you guys were so serious. What was I supposed to do? I had to tell you. But all this truthfulness has put me in a mood for a burger. Here, you two have some pepper.
Oh, brother. Here we go again. Acting crazy self.
It's you.
Hey, it looks like you were smiling when you were sneezing.
Nice, what a wonderful sneeze. You think so? You sneeze with pepper and slip on a banana peel, that's basic clownmanship. Surely I know you. You gotta understand. Nick, I think I'd make a good clown. Other than Regina, I've never seen a cuter sneezer. Does Regina sneeze with Pepper too? She does. Bat would always tease her with Pepper. That. From my point of view, those two always look so perfect together. They look perfect together, huh? So wait, if he always had Pepper on him, doesn't that mean he caused his own brain injury? What? Why would she not talk about him? I will. Well, we can figure out the other part now. Out of curiosity. No, I already did that. I didn't mean that one. Oh my god. These guys aren't like helpful at all. Why are they even here? Well, let's figure out Acro's secret. Mr. Wright, back again, I see. Well, he did say we'll be back. Wait, or was that someone else? I'm back because Acro was hiding. Why his legs were injured. He was hurt in the accident 6 months ago. It seemed that he knows that we know. Well, it seems that you've got things you want to talk about so far away. Let's start. Broke that one. Because you had to fight it, you had to save someone. But it was a shame what happened to your brother 6 months ago. You tried to save him, didn't you? And that's how you got the terrible injury. So he actually went to go check on his brother, probably in the hospital and not rehabilitation. Mo. He must have told you. Yes, we learned about Bat from Mo. But he didn't mention anything about you in regards to the incident. Suppose it was just a slip of the tongue on his part, that's how I figured it out. A slip of the tongue. L teams cut down together in their prime? Cut down together. That was where he slipped, and that's how I figured it out. You two ended up at the center of the same incident together, like always. I see. But an accident is an accident. It wasn't anyone's fault. I still haven't broken Acro's last psychic lock. This must be one incredibly deep-seated secret. It wasn't anyone's fault. You care to explain more? Acro, I know you're still hiding something from me. Maybe someone you don't like seem to like much is the reason you're being evasive. What about this, Acro? Oh wait, no, Regina. I messed it up. I messed it up. Regina, you always seem calm and collected until you start talking about her. Saying things like she is cruel. Well done, Mr. Attorney. You got quite the set of eagle eyes. You know, a tiger tried to attack me. Regent tried to attack you? Twice. He wasn't serious, I'm sure. You're not trying to insinuate that I believe she spurred on Leon to attack Bat, are you? Leon was never taught to command to attack people. Regina isn't capable of doing anything like that. Besides, Regina had no reason to want to hurt my little brother. Regina and Bat were such good friends back then. But you still hate Regina. I've got proof of it. What are you talking about? Oh, maybe I overdid it. But if I can hand something over to Acro, maybe it'll... This, where'd you get it? Regina posted it on the bulletin board in the cafeteria. Before that, it was in her pocket. Guess I'll Better Sam, yeah. We got the part. You wrote this, and then you put it in our pocket. That's right, isn't it? That's right. Well done, Mr. Wright. No, I could have gotten more health back. I messed it up, though. Might as well save it now. My legs were injured by Leon 6 months ago. My younger brother, Bat, had a dare with Regina. A dare? An absurd dare. If I can put my head inside Leon's mouth like you do, you have to go to the movies with me on a date. That's insane. Didn't he know how dangerous that is? We all thought he was being stupid too, but that line was very old to begin with. An age brought with it countless experience in doing that very trick, unfortunately. At a particular time, I guess Leon wasn't ready or willing. And that's when the accident happened. He just wanted to take her out to the movies. Poor Bat. I saw a man in a wheelchair surrounded with chains. I feel like this is a stereotype. No, it was just a metaphor because he was hiding a secret. Now he just has birds around him. Because he's like the Native American character, which is a different kind of racist stereotype. When Leon chomped down, I jumped towards him. Then Leon attacked me, and that's how I ended up. What about Bat? He's still in a coma. I went to the hospital yesterday to visit him. I see. I'm still waiting for him to open his eyes again. And that's the reason why I keep going. It's okay, Perp. The game takes place in America, so they can do all the stereotypes they want. Bat and Regina. Yeah, it takes place in America. It was just made by a Japanese company in Japan. But that makes it okay. They were such great friends. Oh yeah, I wanted you to take a look at this. What is it? It's the scarf my brother was wearing when Leon attacked him. Gross, it's covered in blood. The scarf. It was a present from Regina to my brother on the day of the incident. Ah. When he did it, he looked like he was smiling. He? Leon, obviously. Oh. When he bit down on... Oh, so the scarf was laced with pepper. The expression on Leon's face looked like a grin. Nick. I know, most of the same thing. What do you think that means? Are you taking that scarf if you don't mind? I'm guessing that's Von Karma? Or... oh, yeah. Miss Von Karma. I've already heard everything, so hand over that scarf. But the scarf is evidence in the trial. That is for me to decide. I think we should begin our preparations now, Acro. Preparations? I've served a summons to Acro to appear in court as a witness. Acro will talk more in the prosecutor's office. Acro, a witness? Come, Acro, let's go to the office. Yes, ma'am. Except he might be the actual murderer. Now what do we do, Nick? How are we going to handle tomorrow? Don't worry about it. I'll figure something out. Look at you, all full of confidence. You must have found something you can use. This is all beginning to come together now. It's all coming together. She just wants to wear the scarf? Yeah, she wants to wear that old bloody scarf. It did make the character super ally blackluster. But, yeah. The prosecution technically has the power to do that stuff. It's just annoying and inconvenient. Is all. Meanwhile, the plot. Good morning, Max. Oh, yeah, good morning, sweeties. You don't seem like your usual sparking self today. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. Tee. I don't know what it is. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. Regina? How fabulous, my sweetie pie. My sweetie pie princess. You came here to watch my performance today. Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this.
Mo said that?
So what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess, you'll fly at the end.
It's not that kind of show, isn't that right, my sweeties?
Huh?
I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't... Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on, or even where she is. Incompetent is what we call it.
Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. I'm just a member of the audience.
Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there.
Good luck, Max. You're the best.
Brother?
Regina's different, don't you think, Nick?
Top of the morning to you.
Everybody. Well, let's just get ready to stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go?
Mo.
Top of the morning to you, Governor.
Top of the morning to ya.
That's the ticket.
Attacking the day with the energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm, but I don't know why my voice... I can't do it right. But then again, worms lack how our brain function.
Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk.
Oh my, thanks. Everyone's giving him milk now?
No, brother. So it's like they hate Max, but they don't hate Max. So if it's a very love-hate relationship. So, how are you today, Wright? There we go.
Well, I've got the feeling that today I'm going to face off against the real culprit.
You mean Acro? Huh? You think he did it? Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line, literally. He's got guts to spare.
All I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is. I'm used to it already.
Okay, so pretty much everyone figured out that it was Acro. Even the clown knows it's Acro. Okay.
It just means that I won't be able to press him like I can the other witnesses.
What are we going to do then, Nick?
I guess today we'll just have to go without our usual psychological warfare. Today we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get that past Acro to the truth.
You're right, but it's going to be tough. Anyways, I want you to make sure Regina sees it all. It's important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father. You want us to make sure Regina watches? Yes, that's why I brought her to court today.
What's that supposed to mean?
She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe people become stars.
I mean, you can let them believe whatever they want, if it's like a religion or something. That's not really bad. You can just let her understand more maturely. But, you know, whatever.
People are weirdos.
Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Very well, Miss Von Karma. You may proceed with your case.
The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events.
What's the meaning of this?
You've discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime.
Order! Order! I had a feeling something like this would come up.
I mean, the weird thing is, he didn't really have a reason to frame Max still, though. We don't know that. Unless the reason was because Max likes Regina, but it still seems like a weird reason to frame Max. Like, he was gonna kill the Ringmaster either way, but we don't know why he framed Max. I guess because it was just easier, maybe? Because he needed to do the flying act. No one else he would have been able to do it for. Due to this revision, we are not prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. Explanation the prosecution will present if need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders.
Poor Gumshoe.
Very well, please call the witness to the stand.
Time to get to work. Well, I should say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. Oh, we're just getting to this right away? Is this going to be a shorter case? I mean, I guess it was kind of long, but, like, are we going to have to actually go on to day 3?
Name and occupation.
Ken Dingaling, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobatic at Berry Big Circus.
Where were you the night of the crime?
I was in my room that night.
If you look at the map, you will see the witness's room is near the crime scene.
My room is on the 3rd floor of the crime scene. The crime scene is below my window.
The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking take place. Would you mind telling us what you witnessed?
Okay.
Getting just right into the good stuff, I guess.
It was just after 10 p.m., and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise outside the window.
Not to be that guy, but just to point out in this picture, why do they not show his wheelchair here? How does he get out of bed if he doesn't have his wheelchair there? Can we have a flaw in his figurative testimony that we can't actually use? This isn't a real picture in the case, so we can't use it.
Then a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galatica. I only saw him from behind, but that's what it looked like. Be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming.
The witness's testimony matches up exactly with what the clown.
If that's the case, there's little prosecution need add. All that's left to explain is how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night.
Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness.
A foolish choice by a foolish fool, who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. A man who knows the proper things for things. Timing for things, Mr. Wright. Just like your old fan, Miles Edgeworth, did.
Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony?
In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceeding? There's no way that actually happened.
Very well, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Heard a large thump noise outside the window. What can I use as evidence, I wonder? I'm guessing this is the murder weapon. So that might be what makes it drag on another day. But still weird. They want me to use evidence to dispute it. But what do I actually have? Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It wasn't Max. It was Maximilian Galactica. I only saw him from behind. That's who it looked like. Well, for starters, I could soft save. Well, hard save. I guess I can try and press and see what happens, but...
Your room is on the 3rd floor, right?
Yes.
And you said that you were resting in bed.
That is correct.
But you were still able to hear a sound from outside.
And I was indeed.
Pressing Acro doesn't seem to get results. Maybe something was contradictory in what he said just now. Is there something contradictory there? I feel like you can't really contradict that much, right? But I don't know also. Oh yeah, We know the Silk Cat fell at the scene of the crime, so he wouldn't have seen everything. There is a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. There's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence.
She's right. Let's see some evidence. What is this in the world is this?
You just don't get it, do you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What don't I get? Am I going to be out? Okay, so this is just gonna take my stuff off, and I didn't do it at the right time.
You're bluffing?
Wait, they didn't take my points for that? One, two, three. Do I have to press first? Did I do it wrong? Do they want me to just show the hat now? He left the starting frame by his silk hat and cloak, but not his white roses, since he only saw the Max's back. When given the choice to move on or not, choose their contradiction and present silk hat to support your claim. Light in your room was turned off then, right? That's true. I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you are still able to clearly see a human fly by your window. The safety lights lit thing is up enough for me to see, but honestly, there was only enough light for me to see silhouette outside my window. This person's back, I couldn't see the white roses on the front.
Did you see the other symbols?
I clearly saw the silk hat and what, as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I was convinced that that person I saw was Max Galactica. Okay, now we got it. There's a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. I'm surprised they didn't take points away for the thing we did before, though. That's weird. There we go. You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window. Well, as you should have tried looking down out of your window that night. That would have been quite difficult considering the state that I'm in. Just looking outside my window is a tough challenge enough for me. That's a shame, because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? I'm afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat.
Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has two silk hats?
No, this is handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica, which means Acro. That you've been fibbing on the staff. Though he said something interesting about the other hat.
Order.
As always, it looks like someone just had to open their mouth before thinking. You okay, Nick? Well, I opened my big mouth, and now I have to back it up.
How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause this witness to commit perjury in this court?
Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. On this occasion?
Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of?
Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Russell Berry.
Mr. Wright, are you serious?
Deadly serious, Your Honor. I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab at the audience's hearts and minds. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book.
Really?
If you don't believe me, just look at that witness. He's calm enough for it to almost be scary.
He's staying rather calm and collected.
Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation?
I don't really need to say a thing, do I?
What do you mean?
And everyone take a good look at me. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave a lodging in my house.
That's true.
I understand what Mr. Wright is trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of a murder of all things. See, even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous.
He's right, way to pick on the disabled, you heartless cruel man. Phoenix is a poopy head.
See, Mr. Phoenix Wright, if you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well. I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice.
What do you say, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice?
Of course he did. It's impossible for Acro to be the murderer in this case. If that's the case, then it's natural for one to consider a possible accomplice.
You don't say.
Not good, not good. This isn't going to end well.
Don't tell me you think you're going to get off easy.
What?
You must not have heard that sound just now. Maybe it wasn't clear enough. The sound of you falling into your own trap can be hard to notice sometimes.
Mr. Wright, it seems if you won't be stopping at Acro, but you will be making other accusations. If Acro did not have an accomplice, so things are not looking good for you.
I understand, Your Honor.
Very well, let's continue. Who perhaps could have been Acro's accomplice? You don't say.
Uh-oh. This is suddenly looking very bad.
What, they don't think it's the monkey? You're what? The sound of you getting caught in your own trap.
Foundation.
Yes, Mr. Wright.
Why didn't they take points away for that? What, do I want to say his brother? That would seem weird. But I don't think you would need an accomplice anyway, right? I don't know if I can get out of it like that way, though. Still would have thought he would have had my hump by the monkey, but I don't know. I feel like we don't need this. Yeah, can I just like back up really quick? I didn't mean to do that. Let's pretend it didn't happen. Let me just, oh yeah, I have to do this first. I was just dumb. I hate that they don't let you back out of that stuff. It's really stupid. I wish they would just let me, you know, hit the B button to back out of it, but they don't. And I never get why. It's weird. It'd be nice if they let me back out of it. Then I can go, no wait, I didn't mean to click on that. Let me rephrase, please. But yeah. Acro's real culprit. He didn't have help. He doesn't need help. Look at him. He can punch a wall. Doctor's note. Did Acro have an accomplice? Of course he didn't. Now then, this must be when you get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice. Not this time, Von Kama. What? You're not going to sucker me into this one. What are you
babbling about, Mr. Wright?
There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself.
Border! What are you getting at?
Way to keep them on their toes, Nick. Now I'm going to have to prove how it all fits together. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry. Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that? I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. Alright, then let's do it. Mr. Phoenix Wright. If this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right?
Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Acro?
I mean, he was up here, right? He was obviously here the entire time.
That's Acro's room?
Pretty simple, huh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can only be one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. There. What? Are you nuts?
What do you say, Mr. Dingling?
It's an interesting theory. That's it? Considering that he proposed is impossible. Yes, that is. It's not impossible. Perfectly plausible.
Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he's in a wheelchair, there's no way he could go to the scene or be the killer.
You got a point. It seems you're forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he? But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course of legal buffet. Be careful, Nick, if you mess up here. He's right, I can't mess up here. I've gotta give this one some serious thought. Sure that Acro killed the ringmaster, and he did it while in his room, no doubt about it. Do I want to present evidence now? Because it's obviously the bust. I just don't know if they want me to present it now.
What Mr. Dingling used to commit the crime? What's that? A picture?
It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture.
The bust?
It's quite a large bust because it's also life-sized. It is also very, very heavy. Heavy. Heavy enough to guarantee certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. See, this is how Acro was able to kill the ringmaster. With the force of gravity of Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. Why'd we have to say it like that?
Order! So you were saying the bust fell onto Ringmaster?
A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit. How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible. Well, Acro is an acrobatic. You should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like that.
Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges?
Well, Extra is at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well, Acro, you can't run away from this I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What?
Your Honor, the physical health of this witness is material to this case. I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself.
Testimony, you say?
Come on, Karma. She's just using this testimony as a rouse to stall for time. There's absolutely no need for such testimony.
The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond.
The defense's objection is overruled.
Why can't he see things my way once in a while?
Mr. Dingaling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony.
The witness will have no problems, however. Let's all be respectful towards him.
Thank you. That woman will sink low to any low to win a case.
I suppose I could have lifted the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobatic, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted any kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to know the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think?
I have doubts in regards to witness testimony.
It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could have not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries.
That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright?
I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination.
He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really.
I can't let her get to me. I've got to focus. She's the one stalling.
We know that he had this note at the Lodging House Plaza. He gave a location so he could injure him. He wouldn't know where he would fall, though. I mean, he wouldn't know where he would stand. So what's a way to prove that you know where he was standing? Or do I just have that to go on? I think I just have that to go on, but I'm not sure. Strong upper body from working. Only injured my legs. Nothing bust would have been possible. Oh. Now I get it. Now I get it.
Acro, you didn't really need to lean out the window, did you?
What are you driving at, Mr. Wright?
You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head would be going. Quite precisely, I may add.
You silly. Your silly hinting at things is pointless. Mr. Phoenix Wright, enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence?
But I did such a good job hinting.
Yes, hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright.
Maybe you should take a look at this. The key point here is the wooden box.
The same wooden box that the victim found was found hunched over.
The same. Question is, who placed the wooden box here?
Who?
When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding a box. Which means this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime.
I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense.
The moment that the bust came falling down was the exact same moment that the ringmaster lifted this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear.
You mean...
If the bust were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box,
There would be no way that it could miss the head of the victim.
No.
Order! Order! This is unbelievable.
Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just gotta keep going, and there's only one way to go from here forward.
So the next question I have is who placed the wooden box at the scene?
It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected to the rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down.
Allow me to whip some sense into you, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Ow.
Ringmaster's head couldn't have been anywhere when he lifted the box.
That's why the box was specially made.
Specially made.
Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. The box has a remarkable weight.
Wait.
According to Correct Writer, it weighs 20 pounds.
Just to lift up this wooden box would have required.
Oh, I see. One would have to squat down and lift it up with their body, wouldn't you say?
That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large.
The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it?
That is correct. To lift up the box, you would have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be approximately the same place.
Fool. Huh? Still pretty calm. That's because he doesn't feel guilty.
Does he even bother to listen to me anymore?
I've heard what you had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills.
Did you do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza?
Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing.
What?
Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Mac's bust?
Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria.
Then what happened to it?
I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself. That means... You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bus from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bus from the cafeteria to my room?
Oh yeah. So this is how we're going to get the monkey accomplice.
You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bust from the cafeteria.
Yep, he definitely would have had a problem here, but this is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things once for all.
All right, Mr. Phoenix Wright, let's hear your explanation.
Yeah, it's really shiny.
A monkey?
Everyone knows money. He loves shiny objects of any size.
Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist's ring.
So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust?
Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, and then brought it back home.
Whom?
Money lives in Acro's room.
Acro's room?
But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny.
Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record.
My, those are very nice cards he's holding.
Yes, they're made of platinum, which is very shiny. Acro. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring Bust back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate.
Order! I said order, Miss Von Gamma. Where's the bust in question at this moment?
I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak.
That is rather strange turn of events, but let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then?
Well, in that event, something else would have been used for the murder weapon. Oh, wait. What do you mean this bust was the murder weapon? Really by accident? It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible for that Acro was the murderer. Moron. Okay, so are we still going to have another day?
Mr. Wright's argument was so circular. I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that.
And don't seem so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney. Fraud? You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And what is that? You should know. Excuse me. You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. That? There's no reason to doubt the clown's testimony.
That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Nick, don't let her beat you down. I won't. This is my last chance to turn the trial around. When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Mr. Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this, and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer? The clown saw. I mean, it was the bust. Do I show the bust? It's a bust, right? Yeah, it was the bust. Yeah. Yeah, I can only do the bust. He saw Max's I asked who the other person most saw on the scene was. The evidence has nothing to do with the question. On contrary, mon frere, it does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw.
How is that possible?
It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak. There's no reason why he couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. Wouldn't it be easy to hang on one of the cards on the bust stands? Idiot, who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust? It doesn't matter who put it on the bust.
Just a minute. Wait now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is one of the most important in this case, don't you agree?
Nah, you got me.
Who put the cloak on the bust?
I guess Russell? Fool, him?
You're saying it was the victim himself, Russell Berry?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, the victim himself placed the cloak on the bust. Placed the cloak isn't really the right way to put it.
Then, what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright?
Oh, he's saying it got cut on the collar when it hit him in the head? Well, because he was already down on the ground. Explain yourself. Nick, do you really have a handle on all this? I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright. So you want to know what really happened that night? Let's take a step back and go into our CSI investigation. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the floor. Then he attached that rope to a bust. He dangled the bust out on his bedroom window, directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than the ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben Trilo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over and lifted the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Now this is when the magic happens. At that very instant, the bust hit the victim. Huh? Just wait a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be. It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet. What? The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. The impact also caused a sound certain the witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown. When Mo looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because in his wheelchair he couldn't see out of his window, so he just kept pulling the bust up. And that is how the magical murder of disappearing into the sky came to be. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro. It could only have been you. Still playing with birds? Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. He sure has. But he has to come to the end of this rope by now. So? What now? You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true?
Evidence?
Is this court only two things matter, the power of evidence and the power of my whip?
Don't forget the power of my gavel as well, Mr. Wright. The prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence?
Nick, they say they want evidence. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method. There is still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Okay then, use that to get this out of this jam.
Enough talking amongst yourself. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims.
So what, we're still talking about the silk hat? I guess. Would it be the silk hat still? Or do they want the poster? I think the poster would be the right thing. The hat doesn't really do it as well, but I think it'd be poster. Problem is Max's three symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, the white roses.
The symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings.
Yesterday there were two contradictions in Mo's testimony. The silk hat, one. The white roses were the other. But the theory I just presented explains all these contradictions. You fool, do you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday? He testified that the criminally soft feeling was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bust's.
Makes sense. If you look at that way, then he did see the silk hat, well, sort of.
Fine, you got one, but what about the other contradiction?
The other contradiction?
Remember what the ventriloquist said in court? He said that he witnessed white roses on Mac's chest that night, but the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there was no white roses. And I'd like to hear you try and explain that one. Can you do it, Nick?
Of course, I can explain all of that.
What was that?
Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust. The cloak snagged onto the bust. What happened to the white roses? You get it yet? The cloak snagged onto the bust onto the front of the bust. It means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Which explains why most didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were seen because they were on the back of the bust. Or whatever. The bust thing.
Order, 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 order. This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me, however. Let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads.
Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. Well, so much for that theory.
Mr. Wright, do you mind?
What is it?
You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you are off track.
Why is that?
Motive. The witness feels incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. We already have his motive. Thus, there's absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. Actually, he did have motive. That part's pretty easy to solve. We already know the motive. I don't think I even need to really look up that one. I got to the end of the guide on that page, because I guess there's going to be an intermission now. And I think I'll stop there, because it's about been 3 hours. I don't feel as sick now. At least I'm not sweating now. I don't know. Maybe I sweat it out. I get flash fevers too often. It's pretty annoying. My throat's starting to kill me too. Which probably isn't good, but I live with it best I can. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up till now. What do we do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster.
Acro's motive. It seems this case is not yet over. Very well, however, I feel this is a good place to take a break. I'll listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after the recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess.
But we still needed that cloth to prove that he had a grudge because of the pepper thing. And I feel like he has more of a grudge against the guy's daughter, not really him specifically, but you know. Because technically the daughter's the one that put him in a coma.
I can't believe it. Acro?
It's pretty shocking, isn't it?
It definitely is, and to think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus, and am I that heated? Hated. Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose. He did.
Cough.
But I'm nothing, little old nobody, you know? But you're not, which is kind of the reason why.
Hey, pal. You're gonna ignore me after I went into all this trouble to bring you some evidence.
Detective Gumshoe?
Forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways. Now, Detective Gumshoe. Sorry, look, why don't you relax?
I've got some really tasty milk. How about a card trick, Detective?
Oh, well, if you insist.
Now, what about the evidence you mentioned? What is it?
Here you go.
Huh? That was yesterday in Acro's room.
Yep, I've included the forensics results. Take a look at it later.
Won't Miss Fern Connor be mad about you doing this?
That's why this is all a secret. Huh? Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything, but everything that's happened in court up to now has gone according to our plan.
I don't know, Miss Von Karma didn't seem in control of things in there just now.
You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set in motion. Final plans? That reminds me, I got a message from the prosecutor for you.
Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end.
That's it. And that's it for me too. I'm out of here.
What do you mean by that? The very end part?
I'm not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me. Oh, one more thing.
Don't scare me like that.
Looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant.
What? What for me?
It's milk. Reception area looks some kind of dairy, so hurry up and drink it all before it spoils.
An entire dairy's worth of milk for me.
What?
Why do they keep giving him milk? But anyways, before we start up the actual case more, I'm gonna end here. So for anyone who dropped in, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow. I do have a decent bit of writing to do, so I'll probably be preoccupied with that. So I might not stream tomorrow. Also, it feels like I keep getting sick like the past few days, so I'll have to see how I feel and stuff. Either way, we should be fine for Sunday still, for more, Shining Renaissance, or whatever the heck its name is. The anime game. And then we can be back with this later. I don't think my schedule will be too tight next week, but it might be. I have a few stories due, but hopefully I don't get terribly bad with them. We'll see. Anyways, I hope you all have a good day. Catch you later and all that good stuff. And I guess have a nice weekend, because I'm probably not going to stream tomorrow, but we'll see. If I stream tomorrow, it'll probably be like, I don't know, some weird, obnoxious time in the middle of the night. But we'll figure that out. Bye.